Hey guys, Saf here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and I've just finished watching Hellhades' Sacred Shard pull, and he has convinced me with his amazing luck that of course I should get the same luck. I've been umming and ahhing about this Sacred Shard pull. You know, it's the ×2. We need to do the champion chase to get the Margrave for the Rabbit fusion, which we're going for here on this account. So, you know, 2,500 points is required. That's at the worst case 10 Sacreds. But obviously with the champion chase, you can also use your fragment champions. And I've got quite a lot of fragment champions here that I could have potentially used. Now, the only thing that was kind of putting me off using the fragment champions, I'm starting to run out of Doom Tower champions. So the actual availability of champion fragments are starting to drop. There's no more free logins. There's basically like 2 more legendary ones for me from the Doom Tower. So using these comes at a cost. Now, a lot of people are probably going, well, it's time to Sacred. There's no better time to pull Sacreds. I generally find that Sacreds don't really give me that much luck. And often they will do some sort of guaranteed or something of that nature with Sacred Shards. It seems to be more often than the Ancient Shards. I've been keeping hold of a pool of Ancient Shards, waiting for one day in the future where we're going to get a guaranteed Ancient. Maybe we'll never get one now. I don't know. But we haven't had one in a while. So it felt like I should hold on to the Ancient Shards. But I have had a lot of clan boss luck. We did finish Doom Tower, so I'm back up to 8 Sacred Shards. And then I was like, oh, do I want to do Sacred Shards? Do I want to pull fragments? You can also get some points by making some of the epics. You know, I can make potentially 2 of the epics. That's about 500 more points as well if I wanted to. But it's also clan versus clan on Tuesday. So in terms of like, where do I put my point investment? I'll definitely be fusing the Rabbit on Tuesday because it's probably the best window to fuse the Rabbit. There's not really a better one out there. You know, the champion chase isn't going to be back for another fortnight, so we're not going to get this in a champion chase. There's no point pulling it in a summoner rush. You don't get anything for it. So the best point to pull the Rabbit is during clan versus clan. But there was a question mark, do I save up the epics? Because that would have been another like 7,000 points for the clan versus clan, or do I just get 500 chase points? But as I said, we watched the Hellhades video. He pulled an obscene amount of gold in his Sacred Shard. So surely I must have the same luck, right? Surely he must have shared the luck. Or did he just steal everyone's luck? There is a ×10 Theodore, but ×10 is a bit of a fallacy, really. You know, I've got 1 Theodore. A second Theodore would be great. He's one of the few champions that actually 3 Theodores is also still really good. In terms of just champions, just briefly, that I really want to get hold of, I really would love to get a Rotus. Like, seriously, a Rotus would be wonderful. I wouldn't mind a Harima, but I'm not necessarily overly fussed about Harima. I'm not as sold on her as other people are. It's not like I'm saying she's not like OP. She's really strong. But I think there are other OP champions that would be more beneficial to my account right now. I don't necessarily miss out on that. I really miss out on having the Rotus because he just does things that nobody can in Arena. And I wouldn't mind some unique champions that I don't have. Brachus would be a unique champion because he's one of the few champions that has increased attack and weaken and does lots of damage. So I would really wouldn't mind that. Scar could be quite a fun champion to have as well. But really my account just needs void legendaries. It's kind of an awkward thing to be in a situation of where, to be honest, a lot of these non-void legendaries aren't going to really add an awful lot for me. You know, you can see I've got a lot. Hull's Ring wouldn't be too bad. Could use him for Fire Knight normal. Wouldn't be a terrible pick. But generally, those are the champions I'm kind of looking for, is really Rotus more than anything else. I wouldn't mind a Kaimar as well, if that was an option. We're probably going to get 8 epics because, you know, we weep with sadness. But maybe my luck is going to turn. Maybe I could pull some shards. What are we going to get? We start with an epic. Pitiless. Oh, God. This does not bode well. Another epic. Rector Drath, actually a really, really good epic. One of the few champions that can actually place decreased attack even when she weak hits here on the A1. Very good for Hydra. Great healing. My account is just like kind of power crept her. There are better champions in my account, so I don't use her enough. We get a gold! Oh, it's another Zarvia. She's a really good champion, but I've got like 2 of them. Oh, she's one of the... So she's a Poison Exploder champion, which doesn't really work for bosses, but still really good for wave clearing. Could have a lot of potential usage in the new Ice Golem hard mode, because you really need to block revive those allies if in an ideal world. I've not really looked into it in any sort of fashion. I've used some block revive champions like Constantine and Phenax to test it, but I've not tried the Zarvia. Obviously, for the boss, you can't poison the boss, so it's not really good for the boss itself, but the idea is you basically bring enough poisons, you block revive the 2 side allies, and then then you can just kill the boss down as normal with like a HP burn champion, right? That's the concept. But yeah, I mean, I've got the Bellinor. I've already got a Zarvia. It's gold. That's 1 out of 3. That's good. We're not doing the triple back-to-back like a certain content creator, it seems. There's Jareg. Very good. If I had that on my free-to-play, it would be amazing, Jareg. Another epic. Siege Hulk. Actually really good for the Ogryn faction wars. I've got one I'm going to be building up to try and speed up my faction wars. Do we get any more gold? Or is it 1 in 8? There's a Hellgazer. What even does Hellgazer do? Turn meter fill, removes all debuffs, and increased attack, and an extra turn. Well, that's pretty low. Pretty average. Pretty average epic. Another epic. Oh, God. Are we 1 in 8? He stole all our luck, didn't he? He stole all our luck. Damn you, Hellhades. You baited me. 8 Sacred Shards, and we get a dupe Zarvia. This is why I don't like pulling Sacred Shards. Anchorite's really good for clan boss, by the way. Like, really, really good. It's one of the... It obviously extends on a 3-turn cooldown, but it also reduces the duration of all debuffs as well. And you get some increased crit rate and increased crit damage on all allies as well on a 4-turn cooldown. Really good. Where does that leave us in the chase then? Where did we get to? We didn't even get the epic. Oh my god. We didn't even get the rare. We didn't even get the rare. 8 Sacred Shards and we didn't even get the rare. I mean, this is the problem with Champion Chase and Sacred Shards. Ancient Shards are way better for Champion Chase because you get more opportunities of getting more epic champions and different things like that. It's just easier. Oh, that's rough. So I'm going to have to basically make a decision here in terms of what I want to do. I could basically pull out the Supreme Elhain for 650 points. That would get me there. And then I could probably find one of the epic. I could maybe fuse one of the epics to basically get the legendary book. Or I can just pull one of the normal ones. I mean, I could just pull out the Hoscaril as well. That would be 250 points. I only need the 250 points. Let's just pull out the Hoscaril. We've been sitting on Hoscaril for a while. He's the weakest of my champion chase. I might as well just pull him out. That'll give me the mana for the rare, and then we can decide whether or not we want to pull for another 500 for the legendary book afterwards. I do need legendary books, so that's kind of tempting me. This is the problem with times 2 sacreds for my level of account. Like, there are so few legendary champions of a non-void variety that actually would benefit me. Does it actually even give me anything in the faction wars? See, I've already maxed out the faction wars. So I could decide if I want to take one of these ghost spawns out and go with the Zarvia route, and then +2 one of my ghost spawns. That could be an option now. What would you get if we +2 him? So he gets 20% stats, he'll gain 10 speed, and he'll gain 25 accuracy and resistance. +1 is pointless. +3 is relatively pointless. Like, you get some stats, but not a lot. +2 and +4 is where it's at. And +4, if you wanted to be a damage dealer, you should really just wait until you can +4. But for Ghost Spawn, that could be really interesting as an option now. Let's just, like, make Zarvia a Faction Guardian dupe instead, and then just make a +2 Ghost Spawn. So let's do it then. I'm actually going to just empower my Ghost Spawn. I use him in a lot of areas, so it's not like it's a complete waste. We are going to get 10 speed, 25 accuracy, 20% of the stats. That will require me to speed tune him down, probably. 10 speed is too much. I'll have to readjust his build. Let's go, empower. My second empowered champion of the account. We're starting to get to that window now where we can create empowerments of champions. So at least something came out of that shard pull. Although it's not the 6 sacred shards that certain content creator that we all love and like watching got on his account. But hey, he's had a pretty rough time of it lately. We've got 1 soul from the chase. Are we going to get anything interesting from this soul? It's probably a 1-star rare. Oh, it's gold. Oh, it's for a champion I don't own, of course. Because, you know, that's the way that it works in my account. All of these souls that I have for champions that I do not own. What do we got here? Like, I can get the Elhain, that's not a problem. But Jorgid, Aileel, we got a Leo, Sigmund, Calvalax, Holzring, Coronar, Siphi, Cythalia, Solus, Kaima. It's like brutal. It's brutal. All of these I don't have the champions for. I never really sell the gold souls because they could be useful in the future. But there we go, guys. I have got a +2 Ghost Spawn. We now don't have to look at Mashaled anymore. We can look at Ghost Spawn when we load up this. I need to now reduce the speed down by 10. He's too fast. There you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Unfortunately, I didn't have the luck that Hellhades had, but we are progressing with the rabbit. We won't be long now. Probably Tuesday, we are going to have the rabbit fusion done. And I have already got some really really, really cool stuff to do with the rabbit. All I would say is don't instantly book your rabbit. There are things you can do with the rabbit when he is not booked that you should be like maybe interested in doing. So don't book him straight away. But there you go, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.